It's nice to speak to you. Today, I want to speak directly to you. Basically, just to say that I like you. Again, I know I'll caveat it here. It might sound strange, but yes, I just want to say that I like you. And I want to say that you are enough as you are. You don't need to change. You don't need to change yourself or do anything. You are enough as you are. And you are good as you are. Sometimes in life, we all feel a bit down, or we all feel a bit dejected, or perhaps we don't feel like we're quite as good as we should be, or we could be more, or we're not enough. And that could be in someone else's eyes, maybe a boss, a colleague, a peer, a friend, a family member, a lover, a husband, a wife, girlfriend, boyfriend, whatever. We might not feel like we're enough for someone, but this is all a kind of subjective thing, right? It's all in someone else's perception. And I just want to tell you here and now that you are enough and that I like you for who you are. And I personally don't think you should change, and I don't think you need to change. And this is interesting as well as a concept because, of course, we all have room for improvement, every single one of us. And I personally believe it's important to keep striving for self-improvement. But it's not about improving yourself as someone else. It's about improving yourself because you want to. The thing is, if you don't feel the need, then that's also fine. You don't need to. Because again, I just want to tell you that you are enough. And sometimes our harshest critics can be ourselves. Sometimes we don't feel like we're enough. We don't feel like we're enough for other people or enough for what we do, enough for our jobs, our relationships, the projects we're undertaking, our endeavors, our studies, whatever it may be. Sometimes we feel we aren't enough. And it's common. It's common to feel that. There's nothing wrong with feeling that because this is how we are as humans. We're creatures of comparison and contrast. We look at other people and sometimes we feel, actually, I wish I was more. And this is interesting as well because I've also felt this. We all have. We're all human. And we're all unique. We're all individual. And we're all flawed. We have good sides, we have bad sides, all of us. All of us are perfect and imperfect because perfection itself is also a subjective concept. Everything is subjective and everything is perception. So when we perceive ourselves not to be enough, that's only in our own perception. In someone else's perception, you could be enough. In someone else's perception, you could be perfect. And that can be difficult to believe, I know. I know the feeling very well, but it is true. I mean, think about someone in your life or someone in your past who at one point or another you thought was perfect. And that person was far from perfect. Objectively speaking, because there's no objective definition of perfection, but in your perception, for however long you felt that or thought that they were perfect to you. And you could be that to someone else, and you probably have been that to someone else. Sometimes you might not have even known it. And that again is quite an interesting concept as well for me to think about. So that is what I wanted to tell you. That you are enough. Just as you are. And this is another interesting thing I like about praise and speaking about this is we are all individual. All of us, we're all unique. Every single person on the planet is unique because no two people have the exact same set of experiences, of thought patterns, of belief systems, of reflections, of reactions. Even identical twins who've grown up in the same space, gone to the same schools, have the same friends, even they are not perfectly identical. They will not be perfectly the same because they may perceive things in slightly different ways. They may react to things in different ways. So everyone is unique. So in saying that, I want to say that you are unique. And because you are unique, you are very rare. The concept of rarity is derived from how little there is of a thing. And there is only one of you. You are the only person on the planet like you. And that makes you special. And in my eyes, it makes you very, very, very special. In part because you're listening to me. And I really do appreciate that. Just as a side thing, I really do appreciate you taking your time and just listening to me speak because I'm speaking directly to you. No one else, just to you. And so to me, you are unique and you are rare. And going back to that concept of rarity, things which are rare are often seen as valuable. And the concept of value is defined by scarcity. The more scarce something is, the less of a resource there is, or the less of something there is, the more valuable it is. There is only one of you. You are rare, you are an individual, and you are unique. That means, by pure definition, you are valuable. And that is something which I want you to know. And it's something which I want you to remember. You are valuable. You are unique. You are rare. And I really like you. I do, honestly. I do. Yes, this is a bit of a different message from me, or a different sort of thing that maybe you're not used to hearing from me. I mean, or maybe this is your first time listening to my voice. I don't know. I mean, if it is, then welcome. If you know my voice and if you listened to me before, then welcome back. As I said, I really do appreciate you taking your time out to listen to me. But I won't go on too much. That is what I wanted to say. And that is what I want you to take away from this. I want you to take away and really, really, really believe and accept and really absorb the fact that you are enough, you are unique, you are special, and you are the person you should be. You really are. That is what I wanted to say to you. That you are unique. I like you for who you are. And I don't think you need to change. Who you are is perfect and imperfect. So going back to that thing I said about being unique and perfection being subjective and in the personal perception of the individual, imperfections actually make us who we are. And we all have a very specific and unique set of imperfections. No two people have the same set of imperfections, and because of those imperfections, they are unique. And that is also where a specific type of beauty can come from, and that is individual beauty. So there's an example I really like which illustrates this point. So if you look at nature, for example, a waterfall, right? Think of a waterfall. Maybe it's in a tropical paradise. Maybe it's in an icy cavern. Just think of a waterfall. Waterfalls are generally beautiful. Waterfalls are carved out by thousands, sometimes even millions of years of erosion on rock. And erosion occurs due to various factors. Stuff like temperature, weather, wind speed, atmosphere, how stuff flows. You know what I mean, right? There are various factors. And those factors are unique and they happen over a long, long, long time. And the results of those factors can be seen as imperfections. Rocks erode in a certain way, then water flows down them in a certain way. If you look at them, they're not perfectly measured, they're not perfectly curved, they don't flow down in perfect right angles, they may not be exact complementary colors, etc., etc. So these are all imperfections, but the imperfections in that waterfall are what make it beautiful, because they are what make it unique. Now, maybe I'm just chatting nonsense here, but it's an example I like. So that's what I want to say to you in regards to this. No one has your exact set of experiences, your exact set of reflections, your exact set of thought patterns or belief systems. And those are what make you individual. Those are what make you unique. And those are what make you beautiful. So that is my message to you. You are enough. You are unique. You are beautiful. And I like you. And I thank you for listening. I want you to come back to this audio whenever you feel the need to. Listen to it as many times as you want. Honestly, as many times as you need to. I'm always going to be here, okay? I'm always going to be here whenever you need me. That you can count on. Okay. Thank you for listening. I'll see you on the next audio.